Okay. Maybe it's better to put it in the front, because that's just something I found while just playing around with this string. I mean, I know of people who let others tell them who their wife is and then they actually marry their cousin. I mean, what's wrong, people? Okay. Now sometimes you have it on and then you take it off, because you cannot always be super stylish. So this is a form of stretching that I find very nice, because it allows me to use my body to get into the stretch. So I can place myself in any way I like, especially the shoulders are often really like clamped together. If you do it like this, right, now I can feel my right lower back going into the stretch. This is also here, right, it's training. And then maybe afterwards I can have a try at the climbing the tree again. But sometimes you have to do a lot of opening before you can do other things. Breathe into the stomach. So this can be, I've been doing a lot of slack landing 2 or 3 days ago, so I feel really stiff still. Because what a yoga line is also for is you can do exercises. I mean, you can just start. This is already super hard, right? You do left, you do right. And standing up in the middle is super hard as well. But if you learn how to kind of move into it, you realize how nice this actually is. So I don't think I will reject people. Plus you can use a slackline also to relax. It's a bit massage for your back. If you can hold this without your arms wiggling around. This is about letting go into the thing. Okay. Oh, yeah. It's very hard. But that's what you wanted, right? You wanted a challenge. Now you've got the challenge. And for that you need friends. Wow! You just want to sit like this. So it's whatever you make out of it. The ideas come while you're in it. It's like Tantra with nature. Okay. Left. Go right. So I've done a lot of barefoot hiking to get my legs to be like super tough. You have to actually like really toughen up your legs, which is why I'm not super gentle with them. But it took me a while to get there, like years of hiking barefoot. But it's also about standing like this. Okay, now I'm relaxing into it because there is a bit of an audience. I just like to show, wow, also the struggle. Okay. And of course there's all kinds of different forms of slacklining, like the rodeo line. It's like trick lines. I would probably start like this. Hey, okay. I think that's enough. You can always start to try and slackline while juggling. That's a nice exercise also. So the camera has helped me But I still like to go where there's people, just to show. Yeah, long hair always feels a bit awkward, but it also allows me to be more fine-tuned. If you shave it off, you're like, at least that's how I feel. I want to get back to that's my natural self, and I've envisioned myself with long hair already for some time. I just had to get back to it, because people always smirk about it, because they try to ruin it for you, or that's how it seems. You never know, right? In the end, it's just a challenge to do it anyway. Okay, just one more go at trying to climb the tree. I'll just keep the recording going, because I actually don't want to rush through this. I'm going to put it so that you can just see. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So if you ask people and they always say no, you just do it yourself. You do realize this, right? And that's why I got so far. Because if people rejected me, I just went for a hike. And that's the best choice you can make. And sometimes I just come to the park just to make sure that, you know, it's like, you know, it's all right. So, you know, back in the days you had no mirrors, so you couldn't look into the mirror dimension. You just lived your life with this feeling of presence. And now it's all about, oh, how do I look like? You know, like a Viking worried about it, because he saw his reflection in the form of his woman or his opponent, and then he either overcame it or was mowed down by it. So I'm waiting for the reflection of my wife. And there's many women who try to be like your reflection, but they're just mimicking it. It's a form of witchcraft. And they use perfume, and they use all kinds of oils, and they use some kind of trickery. And I'm still not sure if I've been tricked or if I followed the right one down the rabbit hole. So I've been tricked too many times, and now you just sit around waiting, and that's something I can no longer do, which is why I simply keep going. So one part of me just wants to like let go and hike, while at the same time you feel like, well, but I also need to connect. So there are people, and I seem to value friendship a bit more, which is why women, I'll just send them away, send them away, send them away. Why? Because if a woman would take me now, then I would not be able to keep building what I'm building. And that's what I have to remember. I have a vision, I have a mission, I'm building something for myself. So a woman, you know, the woman I already chose, you know, she'll then possibly come at the right time. But until then I have to be patient and wait. And anyone else who comes, I'll just send them away. Because I know that most of these women, they just think about having sex, right? It's like, oh yeah, we can tussle a little. I mean, I've met 50-year-old women whose husband already died that wanted to do tantra, or they hinted on it. It's like, what are you talking about? You know, have you no courage yourself? Do you need my energy? You don't want children. You already had children. What do you want with a young guy like me? You know, do your work, find somebody who actually reflects you. Well, they will never get the message until you just send them away. What do you want? Leave. It's got nothing to do with you anymore. So yeah, I do believe friendship is important in this kind of day and age. Because if there will be some kind of like, you know, let's say you want to build festivals or something, or you want to live in a commune, right? Like actual community, then you need people you can rely on, that you've suffered together with, and then you give each other stability, and from that you draw strength, because you funnel energy into like a trough, and from that you build something up. And that takes time. So I cannot act like Lunatic never gave me anything. This is the place I was born in, and this is where I have most of my experiences. This is where people sometimes came, right? The last couple of years I was mostly here. And you've suffered, you've kind of died, you have many experiences. And that's then, I think, what I feel like. I mean, you go on a hero journey, you find a woman, you fall in love, you say, that's my wife, you come back. And suddenly she's somewhere else doing her thing, because maybe she also needs to prepare herself, right? It's possible. You never know. This is like The Alchemist. I feel that's what's happened to me. I first have to do certain things, because to me, only this woman feels like my counterpart, because she's like living spirit, while the other one that resembles her a little, she's more like, you know what, she's like body fetish. She'd just see your six-pack, you know, she'd just see your cock. The woman I chose sees your heart. The woman I chose looks into your eyes and says, that's him. The other one is just looking for, you know, for an easy escape. And then she'll take you and throw you away again. And that's happening to a lot of men. So men also have to stick together. But then you have to remember, right? You stick together and then women come. But, you know, you still stick together. You don't share your wife. Not in that sense. That's important. But you stick together. You have to have some kind of value. You give stability. Your friends give stability. You know, this is like Valhalla. We're fighting for something here, for the survival of the shamanic tradition. We're fighting for being acknowledged as spiritual beings, you know, like actually things with feelings. Because what this society has been dreaming is like the, you know, like a materialistic dream, acting like everything's just like, but everything has spirit in it. Until the tiniest thing you can imagine, you know, every piece of grass, every tree, everything has spirit in it. And now I want to see if I can do this again. Wow. Yeah, twice is always super hard. But you can just cling, right? You can just cling and then you just lock into it. And I knew I was able to do it. Now I've got proof. Now I've got proof. Because if you tell people, they just go, yeah, you never did that. You say, yeah, I filmed it. Well, where is it then, Will? Follow me on YouTube, whatever. Okay? Yeah, I think that's it.